So the other day, and you've been very outspoken about this, Ndindi, Safaricom shares. And, you know, I'm so close to Safaricom because I was very close to former CEO, my good friend, Bob Collymore, God rest his soul in peace. And now we're hearing stories that we're selling, what, 15% of our own government stake? Explain it to me like I was a 2-year-old.
Jeff, I've been speaking about this issue, and the context is that, number one, I'm a proponent of privatization.
Yeah.
Because it brings around efficiencies when companies are run in market-driven scenarios. And therefore, privatization is always good. The big problem that I have, and I am glad I have seen even the professional bodies like ISPAC have put a voice in support of the same, is that we cannot afford as Kenya to be too desperate to give Safaricom for a song. I raised this issue when it came up, and I saw the National Treasury responding to saying that they are selling it above market price. And what I saw there was dereliction of duty. Because any person who knows about how capital markets work, capital markets provide liquidity, but not necessarily valuation. And I'll give you examples. And the reason I'm saying that is because this transaction, Jeff, our country, Kenya, has the capacity to lose over 100 billion shillings.
What? In
this deal.
What?
Just by people not doing their job and for competence not being front of it. All the companies in the world, as we have seen even in the US currently, there is a sale of, this owner of CNN is on sale.
Yeah.
There are 2 companies bidding, Correct. That is Paramount and yes, tuna watch movie naitwa nini? Netflix. They are also bidding to buy. It shows you that when you are selling a block stake in a company, the market ceases to be the basis of valuation. It is only used by the buyer, not the seller, because it is to the advantage of the buyer. And I'll give you a few examples locally here. Because I'm talking it in good faith and I wish you can do the right thing. In the year 2014, I had some few shares of a company called Rea Vipingo. It was then trading at 27.5 shillings. Some guys gave up a bid. They wanted to buy us out as small shareholders. And they were buying us at 40 shillings per share.
From 27?
From 27.5. Jeff, nilikuwa nauliza hiyo pesa itafika lini? Because I thought I'm getting an upside of 45%.
Yes.
This is too good a deal. Your friend, the late Chris Kerobe, through Centum, petitioned CMA. They said, no, this is a listed company, you're also going to bid. And they bid for 50 shillings. The long and short of it is that the same guy who had offered us 40 shillings had to sit down even with Kerobe, negotiating, canvassing for him to get out of the deal. The negotiation, the long and short of it is that we ended up selling our shares, area 27.50, for 85 shillings.
Wow.
In a span of, I think it was 2 or 3 months. So my take has been this, and I can use many examples, many examples. Our current market has been very bearish, meaning the share prices have been very low. That's why you see banking sector, the shares are very low, and all the others. So my proposal is this, practical. If there is no ulterior motive or anyone cutting a deal and getting personal money out of this deal, why can't we let all other companies bid for Safaricom stake of 15%? And I can guarantee you, we are going to get much more than this. The second thing is this. We are selling to a company which is already part of the composition of the board of Safaricom. Definitely there is information asymmetry there.
And a conflict of interest.
Yeah, definitely, that's what I'm trying to say. So the best way to cure, even in terms of the market, where there is asymmetry of information, is to open up the bid. And I'm repeating that word because that is where the solution lies. If you look at the valuations of other telcos, just like Safaricom, and by the way, I can guarantee you, even these guys who are buying us, they also want to sell to somebody else. Because the T-Salat initially actually wanted to buy them. But that is besides the point. The point is that if you use all the canons of valuing a company, a bank has the way they are valued in terms of price to book based on the core capital. Telcos has the way they are valued. And the simple term I may use is something called a PE ratio, price of earning ratio. Safaricom, by end of this year, will have a PE ratio of 16.1. Let me break down what PE is in a minute. PE is like this, Jeff. You buy a flat for 10 million, 10 million shillings, new bar. So PE measures how long would it take you to recover your 10 million using the rent?
Right.
Now in terms of years.
Correct.
So how many years will it take you to recover your money after buying, let's say, this flat? So PE ratio of Safaricom is around 16.1 by end of their financial year. If you look at other companies like Orange, their PE ratio is over 33. The guys who are buying us, Vodafone, they are listed, Vodacom themselves, because that one is owned by the other one that is listed in the JSC.
Correct.
The best their PE ratio has been is the year either 2020 or 2022. It was 40 PE ratio. Currently it's negative because the guys who are buying us are actually making losses in their parent group. So my take is, I'm not even against these guys. Let's have a sequence where Kenya gets the best value. And the best value is as follows.
Yeah.
One, we may list Safaricom. I had proposed this when I had a chance back then.
Yeah.
List Safaricom in the London stock market, LSE, exposes to the global market, so people get to know there is this profound, nice company,
Correct,
which is not just a telco, but a fintech, but also a tower company. Then from there, open only 3 months bid for people to bid. You'll see a Tesseract bidding, you'll see KKR bidding, Blackstone bidding. If Kenya gets more than the 2 or 4 billion, and we get 350 billion, don't we all benefit as Kenyans?
Absolutely.
Jeff,
and why, Babu, wherever Bob is right now, he must be spinning in his grave.
I know, Jeff, and it's quite unfortunate when it comes to selling of Safaricom, privatization. I would disagree with it because if you ask me, Jeff, that a nation should never sell high important assets.
Yeah.
Number one, Jeff, we are selling this to Vodacom, a South African company. Safaricom is making close to around 300 billion annually. Then 50% of this money, we are selling 15% to Vodacom. But remember that there are other foreign investors who've invested in Safaricom.
Correct.
Therefore, it means that close to 50% of this 300 billion will be leaving the country into foreign countries.
Yeah.
It means that this money is leaving our country. If we would have sold Safaricom to a Kenyan, it would be better because that money stays in the country. Now, what are the effects of selling Safaricom to a foreign country? Number one, it promotes foreign absorption, where money is lost from our nation to the foreign countries. Yeah. Number two, the foreigners have power over this company. They can do anything with it. They have power to fire employees. Today, if they decide that they are not employing and they are firing employees, they will do so confidently. Why? Because they are the new owners as foreigners, should they come together and do probably a hostile takeover. Yeah. Then it means, Jeff, that Kenyans can even lose jobs as a result of that. This money that we are losing annually of close to around 150 billion Kenya shillings can do so much in our country. Number two, this money is sent to foreign countries in terms of dollars, right?
Yes.
So there is destabilization of the exchange rate. So that again brings a problem. Then there's another one which is being sold, which is the pipeline. You sell pipeline, it tells you that once it has been bought by a foreigner, then this person has powers to increase the cost of transportation of fuel and fuel products. The moment fuel cost is raised, it means that that cost will be met at the pump. Once it is met at the pump,
it's us who suffer.
Then it means that anything that is capable of being transported, any good or service, will go up. Then that means that there will be high cost of living. Even to a farmer in the farm, the tractors which are going there, the moment the cost of fuel is high, the tractors working on the farm, it will force the farmer to pay them because of labor and will factor that money in the price of unga, for example, the maize. Yeah. Okay? The fertilizers cost will go high because its transport cost has gone high. It means that that maize that is produced, that sukuma wiki that is produced, the price will go up. What does that do to a common mwananchi? It makes them unaffordable to a common mwananchi. Therefore, if you ask me, there are those companies that may be privatized, but they are fundamental companies that cannot be privatized. Safaricom is the greatest.
That shouldn't be for sale.
That should not be.
It's a national asset.
National asset.
Real quick, Luo Kingpin ship. Real quick.
Jeff, if I want to talk about that, first of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank the great people of Nyanza region for having that trust. You saw the numbers, and numbers never lie. Numbers spoke, and that is why some of our party officials are so scared, because they've seen the numbers. Jeff, we were at 33%, followed by my father, Dr. Oburu Odinga, at 10%, Gladys Wanga at 7%, and the rest at 1%, the likes of Badi and Wandais at 1%, and Raymond Omolo 0.something%. Jeff, that tells you clearly. But leave the Luo kingpin aside. I want to be a national kingpin, a Kenyan kingpin. That is the most important thing, Jeff, because we want to transform lives for Kenyans, irrespective of where they come from. A Luo in Kisumu experiences the same challenges as a Kikuyu in Kiharu constituency, as a Somali in Garissa, and every other place. Kenyans experience the same challenges. The challenges of corruption, challenges of unemployment, challenges of high cost of living.
Challenges of people pulling a gun on you.
Challenges of people pulling a gun on you.
What was that about, real quick?
It is about this leadership. And that was an occupational hazard. And Jeff, I want to tell you that as Babu Owino, the way I handled myself is because some of us have come from far. We've seen what damage these things can cause. And at the same time, Jeff, if David in the Bible, who was anointed by Samuel, his own father Jesse never believed in him, Jeff, because all his brothers were called. Then Samuel said, there's someone missing here. The father did not remember that person and said, oh, there's one who is a shepherd. Bring that shepherd here. Jeff, if David would have been annoyed, if he would have become emotional that he wanted to dismiss or fight his father, he would have never been a king. The same time when he was going to the field to take lunch for his brothers who were going to fight Goliath, brothers told him, David, what are you doing here? You should be looking after the sheep. This is not your war. If he would have been emotional and fought his brothers, he would have never been a king. So sometimes, Jeff, the opinion of a sheep does not matter to a lion.
So what do we tell Robert Alai real quick? He's watching right now. What do you tell him?
Robert Alai is a leader, just like myself. And I want to tell you, Jeff, today, that I have no problems, not a single problem with Robert Alai. But I know there's a clearly cut pattern of violence that is being planned to be met on myself from the state. And it started at Kisumu, the sports ground, where one Raymond Omolo was organizing goons to beat me so that I don't go and view Baba's body. Number two, at Baba's burial, goons were organized so that I could not access. The same Raymond Omolo employs Alai on a weekly basis, given 300,000 Kenya shillings. So, Jeff, the same time you saw what happened. So I know there's a pattern. So this is a war against the state. It is the state that is against me.
Are you worried for your health, for your safety?
Jeff, that is the least of my worries. Why? Because you and I, Jeff, at one point, we will leave. We will go. The question is, as you live, as you die, one day, because we will die, memento mori, that at the right time, everybody's time will come to pass. Before we die, the question is, what legacy do you want to leave? I want to leave a legacy of transforming lives to the better. I want to be that person that will change evil into good, will change challenges into solutions. That is the most important thing for me, but not about death. Death, even Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, and by the way, that is the last boss that I've had. I will never have any other boss again. That man, we never believed Raila could leave us. But Jeff, life is so fickle.
Yeah, I died too, you know, at some point.
You died too the other day, but...
Ndindi, what are your plans? What's your ambition? Is Murang'a too small for you? You want to go the whole hog?
It's not small, neither the job I have is either not small, because many people look for the positions we occupy. We are privileged to have that opportunity. Even when I vied to be MP for Kiharu, especially in my first term, we were a lineup of many qualified Kenyans. And I am glad that I got that opportunity. So it's a big job, and I am very, very privileged and grateful to have it. And in generality, Jeff, what I can say, and especially because I know there are many young, youthful politicians who are watching us, and those who would want to venture into politics. Just to share my opinion out of experience, I have seen that in Kenya, we have a very high supply of aspirants of whatever position, which is good. I mean, that is democracy. But we have a lot of work to do in having leaders in waiting. I want you to have those two definitions, and especially those who are watching, especially those who want to venture into politics. I have been involved in even the national campaign, as you know.
Yes.
I have been involved in my own campaign, being elected. And I have come to observe that many times we are very obsessed with wanting to gain power. And therefore we put in all our resources in capturing power. And power is important because you can't bring about change when you don't have the instruments of power. But I've seen, and especially given this campaign that we did, you can easily get elected, but probably you are not prepared from day one. So when you get elected in whichever position, MP, president, governor, and you had not actually figured out, and you are not a leader in waiting in terms of you already understood the job, you prepared for it, what ends up happening is that a lot of time is spent doing nothing because the leader is being capacitated, first of all, in terms of learning. Yeah. Let me bring this home because I want to do it with as much respect as possible to everyone. When President Kibaki took over, you could tell the man was prepared. He was prepared because he was around and he had reserved time to also know what Kenya needs. So that's why immediately he was sworn in, within 100 days, we had free basic education. So if you realize now the same, you put it in this economy now, you realize we have spent so much time learning in the job. So when you spend so much time learning in the job, then you ask yourself as a leader, to whose advantage is that? Because by the time you are being employed by the Kenyan people, you must be very ready that from day one, you're already doing some changes. So I've been taking a lot of time, and I can tell you in terms of even talking to so many leaders about this, and also talking to myself, that Kenya, in whatever position, whatever our aspirations, be that person who, if you are called for the job today, do you have the capacity to do it in terms of, do you understand Kenya, what Kenya needs, or do you understand your constituency,
are you ready?
MP, whatever it is, so that by the time it comes, you can do the changes.
Okay, Ndindi, break it down for me, real quick, break it down for me. Governor, Murang'a?
I'm looking for better words and an answer that is not a political answer.
Go on.
The way I run my politics, Jeff, because all of us have their own arena.
Give me a quick answer.
Is that the job you already have, do it so well. And don't waste so much time thinking about yourself. Think about Kenya first. And I can tell you without blinking of an eye, every time you do your job that well, just the same way you do it here, things align for you in many respects. So as it is now, and I'm not giving you a political answer, that is from my heart. I do my job as MP for Kiharu the best way I can. I offer alternative, even for the national leadership in terms of policies, like the one I've done for
What party? What party?
Party?
What party would you run?
Jeff, it is too early.
Oh, man.
We are 15 months to elections.
17. I counted it today.
17, eh?
Yeah, August,
And I'm sure this bench will still be around.
We'll be smoking.
In terms of it's not even the right strategy to think about that now.
Well, Babu wants to be governor of Nairobi. We all know this. Ask Dimples.
Exactly the point.
Not,
Everybody...
not once will be.
Babu, what party?
Jeff, let me come and then I explain this, because Babu's name is bigger than any political party in this country. If you go to Garissa, they know Babu Owino.
Yeah.
So I'm saying with a lot of humility, and allow me to be humble.
Yes.
Jeff, a story is told in the book of Matthew 25:14-30, that a master had his 3 servants. He wanted to be crowned as a king at a nearby place. Then he called his 3 servants. To the first servant, he gave 5 minas. To the second servant, he gave 2 minas. And to the last servant, he gave 1 mina. Then he went. He was crowned a king, came back. Then he called the 3 servants and asked them, whatever I gave you, the little that I gave you, how did you spend it?
Yes.
The first servant said, you gave me 5. I doubled it, invested it, and here are the 10. And that servant was given 10 cities to take care of. The second servant said, you gave me 2. I've invested it, here are 4. He was given 4 cities to take care of. The last servant said, that master, I knew you. I knew that you're a very bad person. And I knew that if you come back, you would ask for your money. Therefore, I dug a hole and hid it. Here it is. Then the master did what? Sent away that servant, because that servant was an irresponsible servant.
And he took
like Wamadimples. Like Wamadimples. And that is why the saying goes, the little that you have shall be taken away from you and given to those who have. Jeff, I want to tell you that in the beginning there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God himself. That is John 1:1. And lastly, Jeff, a seed has a potential of becoming a forest. When you take a seed and you plant it, that seed will be a tree. That tree will produce many fruits and seeds. Those seeds will produce many other trees. Those trees will form a forest. And I want to tell you today, Jeff, without blinking, that the juice is what the squeeze in Nairobi City County, that the Nairobi City County is a graveyard of garbage, is a cemetery of corruption, and we must correct those wrongs. And today I will tell you, Jeff, and I tell you today before the Almighty God, by God's grace, that we are going to be the next governor of Nairobi. But again, I will leave a window, because I received around 9,000 messages, inbox, 9 million, not 9,000, 9 million, telling me to go for president. Then 8.9 telling me to go for governor. Then 5 million telling me that I tell Ndindi to be my deputy. Or, but you've seen even messages, they're saying between Ndindi and Babu.
Yes.
Ndindi can be president, Babu can be deputy.
Exactly.
Babu can be president, Ndindi can be deputy. But by the end of the day, there's still a window.
There's a
that
window.
We can decide. And if we decide, because we are 2 great leaders, with number 1, intellect, the qualities required, both of us, we have it. Number 2, political acumen. Number 3, we have the passion and energy to work for the people.
And you have youth on your side.
The youthful vote. Oh my.
Oh my.
And finish somebody.